Come on, Spurs TV here with you. Good day, good morning, good evening, wherever you are watching this. Thank you for joining us. Today we are looking ahead to the Tottenham City match at the Etihad Stadium on Saturday. Plenty of thoughts going to go into this. Chuma is going to tell us a little bit about City, how they destroyed what's the word Wolves at the weekend, and uh, and they do the same for us, and then we'll see how look at a bit of history. They like the teams that are going to get out there. Our new signings going to come up. I mean, I think will be available. If not, what's going to happen? All sorts of stuff. Score predictions and all that sort of thing. So yeah, uh, I know, Chuma is gagging at the bit to do the housekeeping.
Welcome to Common Use Spurs TV, the Afrobeat section of the Lily White Nation. If this is your first time watching us or you're a return viewer, thank you so much for watching. If you could do us one more favor and subscribe, like the video for the algorithm, please comment on what you think you'd expect from Spurs this season, what you expect from us as Common Use Spurs TV. We're always willing to listen to new ideas and things you want to share with us. Please click on the notification bell to get notified when we drop new content. And as always, we are Common Use Spurs.
Thank you, Chuma. You know, as a Spurs fan, we've been through everything. We've been through the highs, we've been through the lows. We've been through the moments of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. We've seen it all. And I mean, some people have very good opinions for us in terms of how they see us handling matches, but we're also seeing some really, really fantastic, uh, you know, glorious comebacks that we've had over the years. And I know that we kind of have this hold over City, and it's strange that City are one of the best teams in Europe. For whatever reason, anytime they play against Tottenham, there's always drama, And it's only in the last few years you're probably just seeing maybe City win one or two matches, but the vast majority of matches are over the I don't know, last 10 years, we seem to have won those matches. What's that ingredient? What's that special bit that sort of drives us to go when it comes to City? I don't understand it. Do you have any formula?
I just think that for every, how they say like, if you're a comic book person, Superman. So Superman as a character, Superman would literally be God, but for kryptonite. So kryptonite is the only thing that weakens Superman. If not, he would be great. Every team has to have that one team that is their kryptonite. If not, they will be invulnerable. And I think for whatever reason, Spurs are that team for Man City, and I don't know why. But also, it's also very interesting to note that this is going to be the first City Tottenham match in the last 10 years without Harry Kane or Heung-min Son,
That is true. That is great.
especially Son, especially Sonny. Sonny has been a pivotal figure in our games against City, and this is going to be our first season playing it without him
As we
in 10
say,
years.
a thorn in City's flesh.
Exactly. So I think they can be lulled into a false sense of security, thinking, yes, Son's not here, so we can do whatever we want to Spurs. But as a Spurs fan, I don't think we're afraid of going to City because I think it falls into two categories. Should we lose the game, which I don't believe we will, um, we can say, well, it's Man City. You Pep is on a revenge tour at the moment, trying to regain his. He believes the title is his, so he's trying to regain his title. So he started excellently, demolishing Wolves, but Spurs are a completely different animal. And you're looking at the game against PSG, and you're seeing that we are going to be able to adapt ourselves to play the quote unquote bigger teams or the more tactical teams or the more positional teams. I compare PSG to Man City. They level up favorably if you look at it in terms of how they play football and their philosophy of Enrique and Pep. So if we're thinking in that sense and we're thinking Thomas Frank is going to adapt himself. Our mistake last time against PSG was that we ran out of gas. So it's a case of better game management this time round, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm like you. I'm not afraid of the fixture, and I'm thinking at worst we're going to come away with a draw. That's how confident I am this season.
I mean, it's difficult to look past us getting a result out there. Obviously, given the antecedents and what's happened in the past. So you always go there not with a sense of trepidation, but with confidence, knowing that even if you're going to lose this match, you'll give a good account of yourselves, and which is what we've done every time we've gone there. Of course, with the new manager, new bounce, and of course, the everyone's trying to do their best to sort of keep up that positive energy from the confidence you have from winning a cup or a trophy is still there, and I think Mr. Franks knows that, and he knows that. Look, we can build on the positives from last season, and then obviously you use that to develop into a team that is more difficult to play against. And what I also found is that one of the things that I've seen so far is that it's made us a little bit less vulnerable in terms of when it comes to counter attacks or defending. We look a lot more solid. At least in the two games we've seen so far, we've been pretty solid. And it's been really very very refreshing in terms of how the team plays in a compact fashion. It's like you're not having it's a totally different feel. Some would say that look, you don't want to turn Tottenham into a direct team that does what I call long football, or you rely on set pieces. But I think what I found is that the ability to be able to sort of use different tactics at different points in the match gives you that extra edge, because teams can't predict what's coming at them, and him being able to do that I think is a good sign for us going forward. Um, do you think would be the key players, in this match? I know Erling Haaland didn't do a lot last season in terms of goals, but he's still scored quite a few a bucket full of goals, even though he was injured for a lot of the season. But he's already up and running this season. He's got two already, What who are we looking at from both teams, in terms of say danger or star boy?
The danger from City is a player that you know um, he's flown under the radar this season in terms of being in terms of one of the players they've bought or in this transfer window. But he's a guy he named after a Nigerian player. For those who don't know his history, his name is Tijani Reinders. Tijani Reinders was just bought from AC Milan for about 40 something, 50, about 50 million, less than 50 million pounds. I'm not sure. If I'm mistaken, please in the comments let me know. But he is the player to watch. He is probably one of the best number eights in the world at the moment, and I am not even exaggerating. This guy is. I have liked him for a long time. He plays for Holland. His family watched Ajax when he was growing up, and or before he was born. And the Nigerian player Tijani Babangida was playing. They liked the name Tijani, and they named their son after him. They're not Nigerian, but they named him, and he's lived up to the name even more. I think he's such a wonderful player, very fluid. He's Gondwan remixed and playing with Gondwan as well. He breaks lines. He's not that defensive, but he can run into the box and just show up and score. So think Brennan Johnson, but a gifted Brennan Johnson in midfield that just runs in and scores goals, very good goals, can set up goals as well. So he's the player I would be looking out for. Also, the returning Norwegian player, the young boy called Oscar Bob. He played in this game against Wolves. I think he was one of the major differences. He plays on the right wing, cutting on his left foot. A very gifted kid. For Spurs, this in this game, I think Paulinho and Bentancur, if they start, I think they'll be very useful because you need to be able to contain City's midfield. If you can contain City's midfield enough, um, I think Spurs attackers are just going to be more counter than anything else. You contain that midfield, shield your defense enough, and just break when you have to. Um, Once again, Richarlison. I think if Richarlison scores in this game, that would mean I think Richarlison has something like
Game over.
yeah, he has this very, very enviable record. I think he scored like 13 goals in like 16 starts since last year. Like, if you start him, like if he's not injured and he's playing, he has a very, very good record. And yeah, he scored like so. He's on. If he scores, I think he's developing a taste for it. I think he's becoming hungry, and it's no surprise the World Cup year as well. Brazil still have no. I mean, it's like he's taking 2 years off football, and Brazil haven't replaced him as a number nine. There's no number nine in Brazil that is better than him or has come to the fore. So Richarlison looking at making a Brazilian squad for the World Cup, and hats off to him if Spurs do something with him as well. So I look at Richarlison, Kudus as well, and the midfield Bentancur and Palinia, also Sa as well. I think Sa. We mentioned him in the last episode as well. Like Sa's running, he's closing down of players, he's pressing from the front now. It's just first class. So yeah, I think Spurs midfield will be key. And that Tijani Reinders, remember the name, Tijani Reinders. If he plays against us and he has a top game, he could be the difference between the two sides for me.
All right, so thanks for that. I remember Tijani very well because I saw him against Holland. Playing for Holland, and I thought he was really, really good. I thought, why haven't any team in the Premiership snapped this guy up? And it looks like it's mixed race. I think is it?
Yeah, he's one of those. Yeah, it's from one of the Dutch West Indian islands, I think.
Yes, and he's really, really good, really, really good. I think I can't remember what game I watching that. He scored a goal, for Holland, and yeah, you're right. He's a talent. Now, this young man who came in last season, Mamrouche, I think came in January transfer window. I think, I don't want to talk about City too much, but the guys that gave City a bit of an edge, if you like, last season, and for us, I think Mr. Kudus will make a big difference as well in this match, and of course, solidity we have from with Paninia and Bentancur, and of course, Mr. Salah breaking the lines also helps us a great deal in making us a lot more solid. I'm just trying to figure out where that extra creativity will come from, apart from Kudus, that would help us, to get over the line. But I have no doubt that we will give a good account of ourselves, in that match. Let's have some score predictions. Tell me, what do you think? Truman.
It's hard to. I want to sit on the fence a bit, but to be honest with you, I can literally see a 2-1 to Spurs. Believe it or not, 2-1 to Spurs.
I was going to say 2-1 to Tottenham as well. So we're both agreed on that, guys. From wherever you're watching this, let's hear your thoughts on this. What do you reckon the thoughts will be? Who's going to be on top, Tottenham or City? We'll leave your thoughts in the comments section. And come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!